I'm Matt of the etrailer. Today we're going to be talking about the Thule OutPace Bike Rack on the back of our 2024 Buick Enclave. Now this is going to be a great rack if you're just looking to save some space in your home or even on the back of your vehicle, and it's just going to be really easy to handle and move around. Now the first thing I want to point out is how close our bike is to our vehicle itself. So let's say you're on a bumpy road, this is moving around some, you can tell there's plenty of space where it's not going to make contact. Now, we won't be able to open up our hatch quite yet, so what I can do instead is tilt this back some. This is going to have a pretty good tilt, even with a weight capacity of 50 pounds per bike, so you can carry your lighter e-bikes back here. So this is a pretty decent tilt. And if I open up my hatch, you can tell we are going to be able to clear, just like that. The closest point is probably going to be our pedal at the bottom. This is nice though if you want to get back here, grab your helmet, tie your shoes, or throw in any groceries, you can do that. And once we're done, you can put that back up and put this into the seated position. So let's take it off. So what we're going to do is come down here to the strap, press that button, that's going to release it, and you're going to have one per tire. And what's unique about these straps are that they actually ratchet too, so if you go the other direction, it even gets tighter. And that's what I like about this. This gives you a really good hold since we do have two straps that do ratchet. And we're going to have a third one that's going to make frame contact. So it's going to have a lock core on here, give you extra security. Now since we're making frame contact, I'm going to recommend not using carbon frame bikes since it can kind of scuff them up some. Now, if you do have a carbon frame bike, what you could do is check out the Thule OutPace rack. That's going to be a very similar one to this. Only it's going to have a higher weight capacity, but it just won't be as compact, and it will be a little bit more of a premium choice too. And just make sure you put everything back up so it looks a little bit nicer. Mainly going to be those straps. You will have a little pocket where they go into, or you could just put it back into that spot where it ratchets in, like that. Now let's get a couple measurements, see how it fits back here. So the first one I'm going to get is going to be the ground clearance. So this is going to sit pretty high up. That's going to be 31 inches, so we're definitely not going to be making contact with the ground. The biggest thing to think about here, though, is lifting up those heavier e-bikes. Now what's nice about this is this does kind of slope down to the sides, so we'll make that process just a bit easier. And then the next thing I'm going to get is going to be the total distance weight sits. This is going to be 27.5 inches, so that's fairly compact for a 2-bike rack. Now I will say, if you do have 2 mountain bikes here, sometimes you can kind of feel how tight it is. It might be a struggle at times, but you definitely can get them on here. Now you can fold this up, and there's 2 ways you could do that. You could fold these cradles inwards like that. I personally like to keep mine out, and I'll explain why in a second. So we all fold it up. And now we're only sitting just about 10 inches away. So that's really compact for a rack like this. Now what I mean about keeping these cradles out is if we have these folded in, it'd be even closer to our vehicle, and we're going to be blocking some important things like our license plate and your backup camera. Now your backup camera is going to pick up a little bit of visuals like this rubber strap here in the center, but it won't fully block it. Now if that's still a concern for you, you could use your back window since that's not going to be blocked. And even with these cradles out, they're going to perfectly contour around these taillights, so it won't block that either. Now the way this is going to install is, we'll start with the back of it. We're going to have this anti-rattle device. It's going to have this built-in handle, has a lock core built onto it too, so you're going to have security. And this prevents it making any of that rattling when you're driving around. And then further up, we're going to have this 1.25 inch shank that goes into our 2-inch hitch receiver. The way that's possible is because we have a 2-inch sleeve adapter that comes with this kit, so it can work with those 2-inch receivers or those 1.25 inch receivers. And on the other side, we're going to have this hook. I'll take it out real quick to show you what I'm talking about. We're going to have this hook that you just pull out, and that goes into the pinhole of your receiver. Really easy to use, and what's nice is all these parts are going to be integrated, so you don't have to worry about losing anything. We can also fold up these cradles, and then from here it even gets more compact. So if I pull on that rubber strap on the back of it and push it down, the shank here folds up too, That's what I like, because a lot of times with bike racks being in your storage or in your garage, there's always a chance of you tripping over that shank. This, you don't have to worry about that, and this saves us a ton of space. But again, if you guys have any other questions, let us know here at eTrailer. And I'm Matt, and thanks for watching.